We're going to bring this to you right. You can read it when you got it.
God, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Most High said that we are a holy people. You go to Leviticus, the 20th chapter and 26th verse. It explains how, 26th verse, it explains how we was cut off from other nations. The Most High did that. He said, I want you to be holy. It means to be separate. Segregation is good, and it profit us. All right, shout out Ken Tazariak. Let it be known before the thousands and millions of people out there on that No Jumper podcast. Let it be known we were better off being segregated, and this is proof right here. Read it from the top again.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. We are a holy people unto the Lord thy God. We are a special people. Don't allow these other nations to tell you that we can't claim that we special, that we God-chosen people. Look at what we do on the face of the earth. Look at our history. I know it's hard because all we think is we were slaves. We were, as far as what we was told by the oppressor, we way greater than that. Our history is rich. Is so much understanding that we have to gain going back in our history. And then it's this Bible primarily. This is where we actually learn how to serve God. When you don't go inside the Bible and deal with the records and the history and the heritage and the culture that God gave us, that's why the Christian church can't understand this Bible. And when they look at us, it's foreign to them. Oh, why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? It's all in the Bible. It shouldn't be confusion. You understand? Like if someone is making pancakes, I read the recipe for pancakes and made pancakes myself. If I see Nathan making pancakes, I ain't gonna say, what are you doing? You making pancakes. It's the same formula. It's either you're gonna make it from scratch or you're just gonna add water. You understand what I'm saying? Like they read from the book, but they don't understand it because God is not dealing with those pastors and those preachers. The Lord is only dealing with the I.S.U.P.K. And it's been like that the whole Bible. Most High don't be over here and over there, one there. No, he's dealing with one main man and having him orchestrate the whole business plan of the priesthood and the work of the Lord. All right, read it from the top again.
So God, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
That's why you hear the Jewish man saying that they're God's chosen people. Because of this right here. It shouldn't be weird for us to say it as Blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans if this Bible been being taught in churches all this time. We should understand this. We don't understand it because we are under the curses. And right now, it is high times to wake up. We can't continue to be in sleep. It's a war going on outside. Why are we worrying about celebrating Thanksgiving or dressing up for Halloween, hating one another, when we should be coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments in the Bible, loving one another, being sticking together and getting ready for what is going to come to pass. And that's why, again, Commander Yahanna is coming shortly. You understand, to drop heavy knowledge on all of us, because these are the things that we need in this time. We don't need to be worrying about Lori Harvey and all the bodies that she done gathered over the years. We don't need to be worrying about Krishan Rock and Blueface and hating the man and hating the woman, when we should be coming together, understanding the issues that's going on in our communities and seeing what God said to do in his Bible. God said, come to the I.S.U.P.K. He said, man, go to the wise men, go to the watchmen, go to the priests, go to the masses that I set up over you. Go to them shepherds, man, and get in that fold. Or you're going to suffer the same consequences of those that you follow. That's why he said, man, don't trust in Pharaoh's shadow. Everybody went to go vote yesterday. None of those politicians are going to protect you. They're never going to help you really. You know what they're going to do? Just what every other politician did before them. All right? Give me Romans 12:2.
Okay.
Romans 12:2. A lot of us, we have to stop being asleep. Right now, you should be understanding that we are Israelites and how we should be moving and operating. You should understand that this war that's going on overseas, I was talking to a cat. I'm doing work in his apartment this week. I'm talking to him. He said, man, I just hope that war stops. I said, man, I pray that it continues to happen. I want it to happen. He looked at me like I was crazy, started laughing. I said, man, Christ said that this is supposed to happen. And it was supposed to happen because these people got to lose their seat of power in this world. Once this war starts, it's not going to end well at all. It's too many power plays at hand. Commander Yahanna is going to break that down some more. All right. Read what you got.
Oh God, this is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
This world wants you to go celebrate Halloween. This world wants you to hate your brother and hate your sister. This world wants you to be a drug addict, a drug dealer, a criminal, whatever deviant or lustful action that you can pursue, they want you to pursue it. That's why they're passing all the laws on drugs, on your sexuality. They pushing agendas. They want the children of the Lord to be stuck in a cage mentally and spiritually. And when the I.S.U.P.K is out and about, and shout out to Indianapolis, right? We was let's get them in. You understand? They label us a hate group. That Palestinian woman crashed her car into our school where it was children. It was a family in there at that time of night. She crashed that car in there. We could have did very, very, very bad bodily harm to her, to the point where the cops would have came and got her and it was like, good night. You understand? They would have to put the curtain over it. You know what I mean? Put that white sheet. What's up?
If I could too, just to dig a little deeper into that. Mm-hmm. You don't know how many times she probably rode by the school and just was thinking on doing so much ill things today. I mean, to the school, the people in the school. It's like it's just crazy. Like when you think of that, like she chose to do stuff like that, but she probably didn't know where they was at, stationed at. She probably, it's just real crazy.
Yeah, like she's a coward. You know, if you really wanted to hurt somebody, you should go deal with the people that caused you to be upset. Instead, they think that, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out on the black people that's in the Israelite school, Universal Practical Knowledge. I'm gonna go take it out on the children of Israel. You know, and really, man, the Lord was on our side because we could have did some very bad bodily harm to her, you know, but we had mercy. And you know, the news called us a hate group, and they focused on us being a hate group, not about her being a Palestinian and committing a terrorist act on American soil. It was those blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in I.S.U.P.K, they're in a hate group, as if we deserved it. Let me tell you something, man. America and all you other heathens that's out there, you're going to continue to have hate for us. You're going to realize that is going to be your downfall. You understand what I'm saying? We will hurt one another before we hurt you. And you sit up there and it's like your country is being blown to smithereens. And instead of you directing the energy to the ones that is endorsing it, the ones that is the bloodline that is of these people that is doing it, you know, this particular group of imposters, you want to come hurt us. That's why the Lord is going to deal with her. You know, her bell is at 200,000. The feds is getting into it. It's not even done. They caught her on a cell phone tap. You know what I mean? She don't understand. She's just stupid and just on the phone talking about how she like deliberately just wanted to do it to try to harm us. But it's all right. You know, she does that. You know what's going to happen? Her people back at home is going to continue to catch the wrath. You understand? It is the angels that have done it. All right. Read that scripture one more time.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
You cannot be conformed to this world. Everybody's saying, oh, free Palestine. You better stop trying to get in everybody else's mix. Let them deal with that. You know what you should be doing? Free us. You know what I mean? Pray for us, not them.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? We gotta love one another. Go to the neighborhood and protest there. We protest every week. We protest every week for us to get off of the drugs, to stop unaliving one another, to follow God. We protest every week. You should join the protest. You should back up the protest that actually matters. Right. Here we go. What day was that? The 30th Street station down here in Philly? Y'all going down there. What Palestinian is protesting for us? It's, you know, some people are like, oh, they protesting the George Floyd. You know how much Black Lives Matter had infiltrated and how much money they done stole and how they orchestrate they whole little protest. Good night. I don't believe in that. Hold your peace. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't something that is not enough. It's not enough. We've been going through hell over here. They should understand oppression. Palestinians should understand oppression, and they should look at Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and be like, yo, what's going on with y'all? We understand, and we feel for y'all, man. We're going to pray for y'all. You understand? We're going to sit up there and voice, our frustration that we see what's going on with y'all. They don't do that. But Blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, we'll be on the front. We'll be the ones on the front lines going to jail for them. Right. The Most High said, man, don't think like that. Be not conformed to this world. This world will destroy you. I've seen people. I seen my homeboy the other day, right? Back in the day, he smoked, did a little, you know what I mean, whatever he did. I seen him. Because in that world, he looks like a zombie, pilled out. This world would destroy you. You better get out of it. The Christian church, how many lives they have destroyed? They're destroying lives as we speak. The Muslim mosque, destroying lives as we speak. Social media got a lot of people in delusion right now, Nathan. Oh, God. So many of our people is in delusion. Your life is not about social media at all. Just because you got some crusty dudes, some hornball dudes in your inbox, piping your head up, don't mean that you are it. Because if you was it, you would be snatched up. If you was it, you would know the man who to settle down with. You're not it. When I look at your kids don't even got no home training. You don't even know how to communicate with people. Being conformed to this world will destroy you. Right. Think of how many brothers is out here. Again, brothers out there, instead of you thinking about this war that's going on and how the men that are Blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, we need to put on our boots. All of us need to get in class. But brothers is out here worrying about chasing tail and getting high. And then when they chasing tail, they chasing after these women for the streets. They get them pregnant. Now they on child support. Now they complaining. You dig what I'm saying? Like this world will destroy you. You will be self-destruction. I'm trying to tell you. And they set it up that way. They set it up that way for us to fail. They want young men to be effeminate. That's what they want. I just seen, yo, listen, I just seen this video of this black young boy. I guess he was adopted. You know what the oppressor did to that little boy? Put a dress on him. Had him going around looking like one of them Disney princess movies characters. Had him walking around a pumpkin patch. That little boy don't need to be wearing no damn dress. These people want to destroy us. And in 2000, and I bring this up. I brought this up last time. In 2023, if you, as much as people try to say, oh, we in 2023, we not in the 1950s. I'm not about to be wearing all them clothes that's covering my behind. Let me tell you something. It's 2023. If you don't realize that this Bible is the truth, you are a fool.
Right.
You're a fool. The knowledge is out there. You dig what I'm saying? The knowledge is out there. Most High right here is telling you, don't be conformed to this world. You know, they said gonorrhea got one more solution left. There's only one more, I think, pill that you can take because the gonorrhea then got immune to all the other stuff that they was using to fight it. You understand? It was the gonorrhea and chlamydia. People was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I just go to the, you know what I mean? Now it's to the point where you might be living with it for some time. You understand that it's going to destroy you, make you sterile. What is it? You won't be fertile. You understand? I think it burns when you urinate and stuff like that. Like you're gonna live with that, being conformed to this world. Let's read it. Let's keep reading.
Oh God. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Go ahead.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
The will of God. You got to learn. That's why we have these classes. That's why Commander Yahanna is coming tonight to drop the bomb. You understand? Continue to drop these bombs on us so that we can understand how to move in these times. See, I always tell people, you know, you got people that's going to be out there that's going to be naysayers. They're going to try to make you seem like you're a weirdo. They're going to try to make you sound like you're crazy. You got to tell them like this. At the end of the day, we helping brothers get off of drugs. We helping the community. Right. The issues that we having, we fighting to make a change. What are you doing? You dig what I'm saying? What are you doing? They ain't gonna know what to say. You got respected. I can be out here still slinging drugs, harming my community. You dig what I'm saying? Destroying my sisters. I can be out here still committing crimes. But I gave my life to the Lord, and I'm bringing that solution back to our people. How can you know what I'm saying? How can you not respect it? But you respect some can't say those words on there. You respect somebody that's for the streets. You respect the drug dealers. Oh, they respect the rats. You dig what I'm saying? The ones that is the mass unalivers. You dig what I'm saying? Oh yeah, he was a big time drug dealer. This and that. He was a sucker. That's who you look up to. And then we wonder why our kids is all crazy and deranged and running around unaliving one another, shooting each other up until they catch on fire. It's because we ain't respecting the work that's being done in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
And getting in tune with it. You understand? That's why the Most High said, man, you got to change the way how you think. When you come into the truth, you're not going to look at life. You're not going to think about life like a civilian. You ain't going to be comfortable in this world. Being comfortable in this world will get you hurt. Give me Isaiah 30 and 1. Bubba Show. Being comfortable in this world will get you hurt. You understand what I'm saying? This world will get you, man. Listen, you know how many funerals I was supposed to go to? Because our people that I know thought that the world was, this was their resting place. That, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead, I'm gonna go commit all types of crimes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get all high and I'm gonna you know, have sex with a bunch of women and not marry them. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, not take care of my kids. You know what happened? They ain't here no more. And I had mad love for them. But they chose the wrong path.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Because they chose to be comfortable in this world. They chose the walk in the fire. They chose to drown in those deep, dark waters. We gotta walk that narrow path, Israel. We gotta repent. We gotta come back to the Lord. Go ahead and read what you got.
Of God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1.
Oh, okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
Most High said, man, destruction is going to come to those that is rebellious against him in Israel. We cannot continue to think in our brains we can do whatever we want to do because it don't work. Look at everybody complaining about the man and the woman. Look at how our children is behaving. I just seen a video of 3 little girls in a fast food restaurant dancing the same way I see these girls on the internet dancing. You know that they learned that from their mother. They learned that from their aunties. They learned it from those that are on the internet being immoral. So when you look at what's happening, when we want to be rebellious, okay, you want to live your best life, right? Nobody can judge you. Nathan try to tell you, man, to change your lifestyle. Put some clothes on, get in class. You know, stop having sex with other men. You brothers out there, we try to tell you, Nathan gonna tell you, hey, you can't be a drug addict, brother. Can't be out here having sex with women and throwing them away. You can't just be laying down with anybody. You can't be out here trapping, bro. This ain't it. What ended up happening, son? We look up a year later, they ain't here. They dead or in jail. Or they done got the wrong woman pregnant. Or the other side, the woman ain't want to listen. Now she done got pregnant by some idiot. When all they had to do is listening to you. Right. And what is listening to you? Listening to God. That's what every priest and prophet is supposed to do. You sisters out there, you understand? Y'all got to be a light to these sisters out here, man. Because here's the thing. And this is why I respect the women in I.S.U.P.K. Because women in I.S.U.P.K, they're modest, they well-spoken, they know how to communicate, they serve the Lord. They represent Commander General Yahanna. These sisters out here going out and about, you know what happens? Most of the time, women that's in the world is going to come to those sisters. And that's why these classes is so important, because this is where we shed whatever demon that we fight so that we can go help our people. This is the same story from our ancestors when we was on those plantations. When we learned how to, you understand, how to survive on the plantations, how we learned how to escape from the oppressor, we passed on the knowledge. We passed on the knowledge about that Bible. Hey, man, this Bible about us. You understand? It's the same way. We got to pass on the knowledge. It's going to be sisters, man. Y'all sisters understand this, man. It's going to be sisters that is going to, they're going to come to you, especially in these times. They're going to say, yo, why are you always so happy? it seems like nothing bothers you. I like how you carry yourself, sis. And they're gonna come to you, and that's when you're gonna have to drop that understanding on them. You're gonna have to show them where you got all the understanding from, and what they should do. That sisterhood. You understand? In these days and times, man, we gotta understand that the Most High, all right? Most High don't want us to be rebellious. Most High don't take joy. The Most High don't take joy in punishing us, man. He's been told us that. He told us a long time ago, man. I don't like the fact that y'all got to make these sacrifices and I got to punish you. I'd rather bless you. You dig what I'm saying? We gotta truly understand that. Hey, what's going on, brother? You good? You about to do the work? All right. Yeah, we're going to do it after class. All right. Let me see what time it is. Yo, can you double tap my phone and see that phone came on? I just want to make sure because I don't know if I got any messages or not. And come back on? All right, no sweat. All right. Let's get back to it though. What's up, man? Shalom. Y'all about y'all. Good. All right. I'm gonna ask you, Tanya, how I say your name again? Tanya. All right. I didn't want to say your name wrong. Can you grab Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1? Just you can go back on just watch the door.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
We don't, okay, our people, us as a people, we done started taking counsels from other people. Meaning that we done started getting advice, life advice, game plans from other people, from other nations. There's no way in the world Black people should be going down protesting with Palestine. There's no point. Because you should be coming to the Lord and be like, what I'm supposed to be doing. The minute the Lord gonna tell you what you're supposed to be doing, you know what Tanya gonna tell you? Please do not go down to 30th and Market and go protest, because that don't got nothing to do with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay? It don't have nothing to do with us. But what happens? A lot of us, we want to go and do that because we was told that that's the right thing to do. Because we done took counsel from someone else and not of the Lord. Everybody went to go vote. Everybody went to go vote. Everybody was going crazy. Oh, we gotta vote. We gotta vote for a good mayor. The city of Philadelphia right now just got their first female mayor. Let me tell y'all something. I work for city council. They don't do nothing. You know what they do? For the first 2-3 hours, they do some computer work. They send a mail off. You know what happens after that? After that, they are sleeping at their desk. They are literally stealing money, taxpayers' money. Go look it up. The city of Philadelphia, it was a bunch of politicians that got caught stealing money, tax dollars money. And I'm not lying. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's all foolery. Your pastor told you, oh, we got to vote. That's what's going to change. Oh, vote Democrat. Good night. You understand? Like that's going to make a difference. All right, let's keep reading.
And that cover within a covering, like in that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Not of the Most High. Most High never told us to go down. All right. Most High never told us to go down to downtown areas. He never told us to go protest for these Palestinians. You dig what I'm saying? He never told us, hey man, you gotta go vote. He never told us to go do that. But in people's minds, they think that it was going on. Shalom, Lord Christ. It just take a seat, sit up in the front. You dig what I'm saying? We got to start really understanding what the Most High is saying in the Bible. We got to be covered in the spirit of the Most High. Right now, it is high times for us to come together in brotherhood and sisterhood, unity, black and brown sticking together. They don't want the Hispanics and the blacks sticking together. They want us hating one another. When I look at, I didn't know how deep it was until I went and started looking at what is going on the West Coast. And I said, dang, like, that's crazy. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I remember, like, growing up, you know, it was kind of like a barrier between, like, the Hispanics and, you know, where I'm from, I was more connected to the Africans, because we was like literally neighbors. You dig what I'm saying? But I remember, like, I used to hang with these devils, and I remember they used to be like, yeah, man, we beat up Mexicans and take they, you know, rob them and take their bite. I'm like, it, like, just on my spirit, it was just like, yo, why y'all messing with them Mexicans? Like, what's up with y'all? I said, yeah, they gonna come squad deep to come beat y'all up. I'm like, oh my right. You know what I mean? I was like, they was like, yo, we got to go. I'm like, I ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, they gonna wind up squadding on y'all. Lo and behold, they wound up doing it. You know what I'm saying? They can't squad deep, start beating them devils up out here. But like I said, you cannot cover with the spirit of America. You can't cover the spirit of the oppressors, man, because that's what the Most High calls rebellious. We can't be rebellious in this, definitely in today's time. Someone give me high times. I think it's Romans 13 and 11. Romans 13 and 11. But we're gonna keep reading though. Just hold up Romans 13 and 11. Because I love this scripture, man, because this is like clear-cut understanding. But this is why the Christian church don't want to go into the Old Testament. Because when you go into the Old Testament, you got to start talking about them prophecies that's going to come to pass. Because you can't miss it. It's things that must come to pass. These wars must come to pass. The book of Obadiah must come to pass. I remember Officer Yediah, he was like, man, y'all read the book of Obadiah? This was like a couple years ago. I was like, not really. Why? He was like, you ain't read that? I said, no. He was like, go read it. Boy, when I tell you I read that book, I was like, oh yeah, they ain't teaching this in the church. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, it was hardcore. I was like, good night. You can't sugarcoat that. You know what I mean? But you can keep reading. Let's read verse 2.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 2. That walked to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth.
See, in the nation of Israel, we always follow orders. That's what we do. Follow orders. Let's follow it. Commander Yahanna, he said, hey, we about to go to Indianapolis. Hey, we about to go to Texas. Hey, we about to go to California. Hey, I need y'all to go do these food jobs. Hey, I need y'all to ramp up the social media part. Hey, I need y'all to do this. I need y'all to do that. We just follow the orders. Why? Because that's the Most High, you understand, giving us those orders, because it is a chain of command. That's what we lost in the nation of Israel. And I'm talking us as a whole, ones that don't understand that they're Israelites or rebellious, and those that know. Commander Yahanna is the one that we supposed to be taking orders from. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I don't care what group you in. If you're an individual, like the Israelite that's not in school, you're supposed to be taking commands from Commander Yahanna, because that is directly from the Most High. You dig what I'm saying? And think about it. You was in the military, right? It's supposed to be unison on all three branches. You know, people think that, oh yeah, you know, y'all do what y'all do over there, we do what we do over here. I seen some fake Israelites downtown. He was personally attacking people. You know, and we is taught, Commander Yahanna taught us, You do not personally attack people. We are there to teach.
Right.
We are talking about our struggle. Now, if it got to be to individual, we going one-on-one, then that's what it is. And we got to have to teach you a lesson. These castles out there, I mean, I just seen fake Israelites not on Shamar, right? They smirking, giggling, like it's fun. If you was under Commander Jenny Yahanna, you know, y'all won't be getting under lives at camp or getting shot at. You understand? The Lord would be on your side. I seen somebody, I think a white boy, punk some figures like group off the he pushed the crap out of his man. He shouldn't even got that close. But because they not under Commander Jenny Yahanna authority, they man damn near did a backflip. How that devil pushed him. I mean, when I say he pushed him, he went back like tumbleweed. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we gotta follow order. You dig what I'm saying? We can't think that we can do things. No, I'm good. You know, we can't live a lifestyle that we think that is good, but it's not of the Most High. It has to be of the Most High. Go ahead.
If I may, precept that goes along what you're saying.
Yeah, let's hear it.
This is Isaiah 4, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Read that one more time.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
The knowledge that a lot of Israelites out there that are in these groups or individual life, they lack the knowledge of brotherhood, of unity, of sisterhood, of love. Like, if you really love the Lord, you will love your brother, you'll love your sister. You wouldn't allow ego to get in the way. One thing I fought coming into the school was ego. But I have big ego. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't, I was like, man, nobody can't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Until the Most High put his hand behind my neck and said, if you don't open your eyes, I'm going to shut them permanently. And I remember being in situations where I should have not had, I shouldn't be here right now. You dig what I'm saying? We got to open our eyes. We got to see that the Most High wants us to be obedient. He wants us to understand this Bible. You can't say, oh, yeah, I love God. Yeah, I keep the commandments, but you can't sit down with the I.S.U.P.K and really be real. You got to catch that fake it. One thing about me, being from the streets, I know when somebody is just faking. You just fake that. You really don't want to come together. It's just in you. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, people is on, that at Clubhouse right now. People was like, yo, where the I.S.U.P.K been at? Where y'all been at? Doing the work. These people are still on the app. People are still online arguing about precepts. That's what we're going to do all day. We're going to just argue. They wake up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go on that. Let's debate. Who we debate? The virgin birth. How many times we got to debate the virgin birth on Clubhouse? I remember one time I was like, yo, man, I understand. We talking about all the problems and all that. I talk about against Israelites and all that. Ooh. Let's talk about solutions. Let's deal with some solutions right now. What can we do in this room right here? How can we network? You know what people said after that? They went right back to the debate. Because it was like they was passing the mic around and stuff like that. And that's why I was like, it's just in y'all to not love your brother and not love your sister. You cannot be here, and I'm going to use this again, in 2023 and not feel the need to get in this truth. You cannot be here in 2023 knowing everything that's going on in the world, knowing what's happening to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when you listen, let me tell you something. There's not a lot of things that would make me be ready to tear up. You go, I remember, man, if you was around, you would know I was so happy to go to this powwow, right? I was like, yeah, man, you know, I get to hang with the Gadites, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm happy. I always wanted to go to a powwow. I used to dream about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when I went there, you know, I wanted to black out. I seen Edomites walking around in our garments, posing to be us. It was more of them than us. And when I looked at our people, they were destroyed. You can tell that they was strung out on drugs and alcoholism. You can see the pain and agony in their eyes. I wanted to drop some tears for our brothers and sisters, man. I talk to a sister to this day. Once in a, you know what I mean? I call her a couple times out of a couple months just to check on her. She dealing with a lot of things at that reservation. She said what those Edomites is doing and how they set it up, they will literally, you see how they you understand what they do in different countries, set up democracy, and then put a puppet. Say it one more time. Occupying, they occupy the reservations. They put people on those panels, and they be Edomites or they Gadites that they got in their pocket. And that's how they get the pass through pipe, you know, get the pipelines passed and all that. Like Officer Kalazar, he told me, man, the people that he used to work with, they used to do underwater plumbing, right? Was it that they underwater? Is it underwater plumbing or like they did underwater construction? He said he had to let them know. He had to tell them he had to literally. He was there, and he had to let be known his pedigree. That yo, I'm under Commander Yahanna. We here for Native Americans. Listen, this is just a slave for me. Those devils over there, I just work with them. I don't care. You understand? And they sat down and had a bear with them and all that. They was ready to tear them up. Our people was destroyed. In 2023, we don't understand that all that chilling, living your best life ain't it, then you're a fool. You're a fool. You're going to get what a fool get. That's why we're here to wake you up. You can continue reading what you read in verse 2.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
We try to trust ourselves in America. We believe if we make money and we good Americans and we thrive, we get all the money in the world. We get the nice car, the house. That's success. Your daughter's going to go to college and blow more rods than a Texas A&M trumpet band. You understand what I'm saying? Like your son is going to be a flaming homosexual. Your children is going to show you that your lifestyle, they're going to disrespect you. You know what I mean? These children, I see these children today, they do not respect their parents. Go ahead.
So I just like what you bring out. The Most High is so like good at just showing us that the American dream or this money that we try to achieve, it's just not for us. Just take a look at the Smith family, Will Smith and his family. His children are out of this world into homosexuality, thinking they're women and rock whatever the drugs, and then his wife is totally out of order, publicly shaming him. But he got money though. He got money though,
right? He's successful. But look at his house. Ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? Now look at a man's house in the I.S.U.P.K. That's success. A man's house. Look at that sister house in the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? Look at the house that the Most High builds in the I.S.U.P.K. That's real success. You wanna know why? Because let's say 20 years from now, right? We look 20 years from now. Everything to what? Huh? Oh. Oh, yeah, you gotta watch that. You know what I mean? You to what? Everything good? All right. So back what I was saying. A house in the I.S.U.P.K is success. And here, let's say 20 years from now, our children are going to be keeping the laws and commandments of God. We don't got to worry about our sons being homosexual. Why? Because they know, listen, Most High said I can have as many wives as I can manage. You understand? Our daughters ain't going to be on Instagram and whatever social media platform is out there. She's not going to be for the streets. Our daughters is going to be role models. They want to show every other person's daughter how to move and operate as a woman. You understand? As a young lady. As for everyone else, yeah, they can have money, but look at men with money. They get the woman, oh yeah, I got a badge on. 5 years later, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? Yo, I be sitting there, I be like, yo, y'all really looking at these celebrities as relationship goals? Look at Lori Harvey. Oh my God, people putting pictures up of Lori Harvey. And y'all got anything to say this, you know what I mean? Bring it up, but look, y'all seen the pictures, everybody was glorifying Lori Harvey. Oh yeah, she know what she want. You know what I saw now? It was like, yeah, Lori, what do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like we starting to question because you just had this guy right here. You left the other guy. You dig what I'm saying? Like these people, man, the money don't add to success. Keeping the commandments of God, being righteous, fighting for your perfection, not being conformed to this world, changing your mind is real success. That's how you get to the kingdom of heaven. That's how you gain eternal life. That's how you have some good children. The I.S.U.P.K, our children get A's and B's, honor roll students. Shout out to Officer Malakwa. Let's get him in. Every time he show a progress report or report card, he's like, yeah, man, my son got all A's. You know what I mean? I was like, it's a 6.0 GPA. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, I didn't know they had that GPA. Good night. You know what I mean? The children of I.S.U.P.K, man, is amazing. You know what I mean? These children is showing that when you serve God, that's real success, man. When you serve God, you sisters out there, let me tell you something. I know a lot of women out there that's not in school, whatever, they say whatever they want. The women at I.S.U.P.K are comfortable with getting pregnant. Unlike everybody else, they don't feel comfortable getting pregnant. Then when they hear about, oh man, I'm pregnant. Oh gosh. Oh man, women in I.S.U.P.K want to get pregnant. Let's get that in here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that in here. In these days of time, in 2023, women in I.S.U.P.K want to have a bunch of babies. They ain't worried about the number that they used to be afraid of in the world. They like, give them to me all. I got a good man. He gonna hold me down. The school gonna hold me down. Listen, I'm straight. You understand? Brothers be able to tell their wives, listen, baby, we can't, not right now. Just give me some time. Commander Yahanna want me to take over this zone over here. You know what I'm saying? Give me a break for a second. They want the baby because they understand that success, they are successful. All right. You get caught up in the world being rebellious, then you're going to think that whatever you think, your worries is going to be fear of all types of things. In I.S.U.P.K, we fear nothing. We are sure and certain of all outcomes. Whatever outcome it is, man, we put our faith in the Lord. All right. Yeah, matter of fact, let's read Isaiah 30:3. That's a heavy one right there.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the Salaki.
It said, yeah, go ahead.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
It's going to be your shame. It's going to be your shame. Okay? When you think that you can follow after the oppressor, when you think that the oppressor is going to protect you, you think that you can go ahead and believe in whatever philosophy that you want to believe in, is going to be your shame. That's what it is. Look, yeah, go ahead.
So like I was going to say, it's going to be a shame when that American dollar is worth nothing. The economy goes down, and your hopes and dreams of becoming that so-called American dream, that rap star or
whatever. All right, let's step it up. We got community Yahanna in the building. Step it up.
Hey, we're gonna get to what I think. Did they tell you Kapash? You gonna put Kapash on? Did anybody call you? Yeah. All right, I can use one of mine. I got a couple up here. See if we get him on. Now you got the stream yard, right? Could you bring him in that way if you needed to? What was you breaking down? Huh? You see the invite for him? All right, let me see if I get him on the line. How y'all brothers do tonight? That's what's up. What was y'all in the middle of?
Basically, again, getting ready for you.
More time, correct.
Talking about the times and times to wake up at.
Yeah, this is it. It's the shake up now. Beautiful time to be in to know the truth. This is what we've been waiting on. They've opened up the bottomless pit now. See if I can get it. Shalom, you able to come on to the stream yard?
Yeah, no, you just need a link.
Nakar, you know how to send it to him, right?
I'm sending it to him now.
He said, Nakar said he's sending it to you now.
I'm ready.
Let me know when you send it.
Wherever he sends it, let me know so I can pick it up to my email or to my Facebook Messenger.
Captain, it's like Captain is Kapash Yahawadah.
He said Kapash Yahawadah. That sound familiar?
Yeah, that's the actual one. That's not no good. Can he send it?
Oh, that's no good. Can you hear him? Send it to Kapash.
I.S.U.P.K or the one with my slave name on it.
Can you do that? Take a Coke with a cup of ice. Thank you.
I can, if you want, I can talk to him.
No, go ahead, real quick. I just want to make sure he gets the link, and I'm gonna hang up. It's Kapash at where? Kapash again?
Is he send it to the Facebook, right?
You said, he said, yeah.
Kapash I.S.U.P.K.
All right. So y'all were in Isaiah 29? Isaiah chapter 30. Okay. Let me tell you something. All these nations are going to turn against our people. It's here now, Nakar, if you want to work it out with them. I see it. I thought it was a quick thing, but it takes a second. I see to get that linked up. So, so now it's going to be a rough time for us. See, the world always acts like the Lord don't exist until something horrible happens. But what we don't recognize is the Lord exists even when things are not happening to you. When life is good, when your life is good and you have riches and you're driving a Lambo and you're doing fantastic and it seems like everything is great, the Most High is also watching. And he's watching what sins you commit when that's going on. And he sent prophets out here to make sure that when he says that, when he tells you what it is you should be doing, that you get the message. It's so beautiful what's happening spiritually now because we prophesied for many years on these streets. And it was looked at like, come on. Y'all still believing somebody gonna crack the sky? Y'all still believing in that book? Blah, 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 blah. Sure. I'm getting more calls about the Bible now. They acting like the Bible is the daggone knock list of the world, which it is. You know what I'm saying? And so now everybody deep in it wants to know what's going on. So let's go into it. I'm gonna jump in here where you were, right? Let's go. Let's take the 8th verse, 30th and 8th.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book.
And when you read before the 8th chapter, the Lord is telling Isaiah, write this in a book. Write it before them. Write this before them. Let them see what I'm about to do. Go ahead.
That it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
Beautiful. The time to come. God, this 3,000 years ago, this was written right here. This is what we read 3 G's ago. We sit there and read it. He said that it will be for the time and forever, meaning all this that you see happening right now, all of this is going to be recorded for the future. You're going to be in the kingdom of heaven 500-600 years in the kingdom. And you're going to go up to the temple in Jerusalem, and you're going to sit down, and the records of America are going to be waiting on. And you're going to open up them records, and you're going to read about our life, how we sold drugs, how they had us in such poverty, how I always talk about this because I think it's the most comical thing in the world. How he's on. Okay. What about Kapash? Is he on the screen as well? Okay, through water. Hey, Kapash, I'm gonna hang up on the phone then. Can we hear him in the room?
I just muted him.
Okay, because we talking. Oh yeah, he just hung up. And so, and we're gonna talk about all this that we did, and we're gonna talk about what we should, how we fell into it, what sins they had us caught up into it, what part was ours, why we went into slavery. All of this that you see going on is gonna come out the same way it came out in the ancient world. Like nobody knew in the ancient world that amazingly horrific event for 4,000 years ago would be recorded for us to read about now. Just like don't nobody think America and all this going to be recorded when it's prophesied right now. And all this is getting ready to be recorded for that next future, and it's going to be something. The Lord is controlling this earth and not man. Man is a fool to think he is. He's a midget in the whole scheme of things. In the building. Put me in with Captain. I'm gonna switch off because we got Captain Kapash. I don't know if y'all brothers heard, but Captain Kapash had a major incident out there in
Yep.
Call a salute.
Shalom.
What's going on, mighty man? How y'all Hebrews doing, man?
We tawab by the wire.
So for those of you that may not know, at home or watching the show or whatever, this is Captain Kapash. Captain Kapash is the captain in Indianapolis. Kapash, what city you got?
We in Indianapolis.
He all over the place. Getting ready to go to the Dominican Republic as soon as the sun come up tomorrow. So he everywhere. But Indianapolis is his main base camp. Yeah, with his team, you understand, been holding this thing down for years, been diligent in the warfare. Also one of the Kentucky 8, you understand, who had to battle the entire Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter tried to come up against them and try to take their lives. And they went, show you how BS that is. Black Lives Matter, but you attacking us on the street. Well, Captain Kapash and his team, small team, held back a whole bunch of them with automatic rifles and all that. Okay, and most of them is dead now. The same ones that attacked him, most of them is dead right now. Okay, and here he is bringing this truth forward. So Kapash, man, and so just so everybody, to also bring it up to speed, for those that may not know at home, Captain Kapash is the captain. His school in Indianapolis is the school that had the incident, the terrorist attack, you understand, that took place against the UPK. Okay, which show you the ignorance of these Palestinians to attack us instead of going at the man who attacked us. Boss, I'm gonna let you jump in and take some of it, and I'm gonna just let you get it on as we break this down. Can you hear me out? Or your monitor's on the side as well?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. You can hear me? Okay. Well, tell us how it went down. What happened out there? Break it down if you don't mind. Unless there's another part you want to jump into, you jump in wherever you want. Go ahead.
So, I got the call. It was about midnight. Got the call and the message that somebody rammed a car into the building. So automatically we went into red alert, and all the brothers converged on the school. And we was here pretty much before the cops at the same time. And the brothers that were already here, Trooper Takun and another brother. They were already here. Apprehended the woman. Took her ID. Took a picture of her ID. And notified me. So we were already ready, rolling in the right spirit. When we got here, she was handcuffed yet, and she went on a tirade, which is the tirade that everybody's seen on the internet, most likely. Got over 300,000 views on TikTok. It's been, shown all over the news on ABC, Channel 6, and Fox 59 here locally, in the national news. And that's the tirade where she admitted that the cop asked, "Did you do it on purpose?" She said, "Of course I did it on purpose. I'm seeing the war in the Middle East. I'm seeing people dying, children dying, and I have to take my anger out on somebody. I have to do something about it. Blah, blah, blah." She starts spilling her terrorist heart out about how she had to attack us, because of what's going on in the Middle East, because of the Jewish man, what he's doing.
Oh, okay. Kapash, they're saying they're getting a bad echo, brothers and sisters at home. What could you do with it in the car? Anything?
Maybe
lower him down a little bit? Because is it coming through the system too?
Yeah.
Okay, lower him down a little bit in the room.
This mic. So you got to turn that one off.
Kapash, I don't think it's you, Kapash. I think it's us. Can you hear me, Kapash?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think it's us in this room. I think we have you up too loud on the television, so it's giving an echo. You still might be too loud. Kapash, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. See. Okay.
Can y'all hear him?
If you mute your screen when I'm talking, it might not echo. But
no, then we wouldn't hear you. I think we good now. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a round. Go ahead. Y'all let us know at home. Go ahead, Kapash. Salah.
Oh, Slaki out of wine. So we was on point. We was on action, ready to go. What we were trained for. This is the type of incidents we train for, that we work for, to be prepared for things like this, to be prepared for days like this. It felt like a food prepper, and then the famine started. Like, he's prepared. And we got the footage of her in the tirade. We got the footage of the officers we corresponded with. We immediately got on the phone with the press. Trooper Takun got the press out here. The press came out here. We dealt with them, and we shot our own videos of a breakdown of the incident. And we stayed here for about until the whole situation died down at about 4 a.m. A few good brothers, Officer Azah, his son Shanya, Madara, Regalia, Takun. We basically all stayed here and held posts to protect the school until the morning. While we were even here, we were seeing other Arab and people in a van that kept going by that said "Free Palestine." A woman that had a whole garb on where you could just see her eyes, like a Arab garb, a hijab and all that. So we seeing her peoples, as us reporting it to me, like, no, there they go again, because we on post with the firearms and everything. In front of the cops and everything, protecting our zone. And he said he's reporting, yeah, there they go again. I'm seeing them to the cops, and we let the cops know, and they pulled one of the cars over and started investigating the car of her peoples that kept riding by. So it made us immediately aware that there were more players to this, because this is not the first attack since October 7th. There's been 3 attacks on this building. One of a trash bin was set on fire that we're still investigating. some vandalism was done to our signs. And then it led up to this terrorist attack where they rammed their car into the building. So we were steadily increasing our security and getting ready. And then we started to see there's more players. There's more people that she's with that's seeing or knowing, or maybe she called or anything like that. Because she was on the phone before the police got her. Before the police put her in handcuffs. She was on the phone to Con, wasn't she? So we don't know who she was calling.
And let me ask you a question. I heard that you had, some of the brothers had run down her information that led to an organization, but that the information from that organization was wiped off the internet the next day.
Yes.
Is that true?
It's completely true. Officer Azza and Trooper Takun, we use Trooper Takun to run our background checks, because we run background checks for certain of our businesses and things like that, business things we do. And so he ran the background check as I was heading up the investigation into, because we had her address, and he found, I don't know if you want to hear his side, but he found addresses and businesses and everything that was the Indiana Pakistani American community working together organization, the Pakistani community of Indiana, some Middle Eastern organizations that were associated with her, and some of her Facebook friends. But later when we checked again, the Facebooks were taken down, were completely privated. The organizations were, some of their associations was disconnected from the address. So we started to see there's some more players to this attack.
Con. And let me ask you another question. When she and I'm gonna bring up the chat on my channel just in case other brothers. Well, you got questions if people ask, right? I'm gonna ask maybe one or two more questions, and then anybody else want to jump in, they can ask questions. Let me ask you a question. It sounded like you just said that when she crashed into the building and the cops came, that they did not immediately put her in handcuffs. Is that correct?
That is completely correct. That is completely correct.
So she was walking, so she crashed, and here's an Arab woman crashed into the building, an obvious terrorist attack on the Hebrew Israelite school, and they don't even put her in handcuffs when she gets out the car, or they just let her walk around and go into that whole rant we saw on tape.
She talked for about 10 minutes before they all the way fully arrested her and detained her. And like I said, that was the confession you seen, part of the confession you seen in tape.
Because when I saw the tape, I saw you all out there, heavily armed, but I saw that they were very nonchalant and comfortable. They weren't acting like this was a serious terrorist matter. It sounded like they was treating it like they treat black people. Like what happens to us is not that important.
Yeah. And what our people should see from that as well is this is the reason why a lot of these school shootings, they go unstopped, because they get tips, they get family members saying and threats that the person puts online, but they do not arrest them until they do the actual event or a mass unaliving that they decide to do. The same with this woman. If she were to have a bomb in that car, all those officers were dealing with that car like it was nothing. They barely called up. I didn't see a bomb squad out there, did you? I didn't see a bomb squad. They brought the tow truck driver. I had all the men back up while the tow truck got it out the house, and because they didn't treat it like this thing could blow and this is a terrorist attack. And this is why things like 9/11 happened. This is why things like October 7th happened. You got the supposedly most advanced military in the world over there in the Israeli military, the IDF, but the Hamas could just walk across your border and plan a three-pronged attack, and then you just sitting there super caught surprised. When I heard they passed notes to coordinate the attack, so you bugging every phone, but they just using handwritten notes like in the ancient days, and they were able to confound you. So the oppressor is so focused on trying to lock up black people and corral black people and child support, lock you up for child support, lock you up for this and for that, that they don't see of the threats to this place, man. And that's going to be the downfall of this place, because the Lord prophesied these things are going to increase, and this is what's going to happen. And they're still focused on Tyrone on the corner, that they don't see the mass shooter. They don't see the terrorist, and they won't see it until, I don't know if they will ever see it. They're so focused on trying to arrest blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that we're not seeing them really do the things that you would think they would do.
And let me ask you a question. How did the that's a good point. Give it up, y'all. Let me ask you a question. How did the law enforcement treat you all in the days following? Like once this happened, how were they in the follow-up? How did they approach y'all? And if anybody got questions at home in the car, you able to pull them up? No questions so far? Okay. If y'all got questions for Kapash out there, you know what I'm saying? Let us know. Go ahead, Doc.
Kind. It's mixed
hang on
reviews.
a second, Kapash. I got a question for you from one of the brothers in the class. Can you hang on 1 second? Go ahead.
What happens if all the brothers and sisters of the I.S.U.P.K become sovereign? What I mean by sovereign is we become our own government, where we have our own police force, where we have our own army.
I got you. Let me just say this, right? That's a very common thing in certain groups, like the Moors and other groups that believe that we can create sovereignty. When we as a people have an illusion about sovereignty. Sovereignty, it don't matter what papers you have. Like you can go down right now to Washington, D.C., and you can file yourself, and I'll let you get in a second, Kapash, all right? Can you hear me? Okay. And you can file yourself as a sovereign citizen, or you can file to be a sovereign nation. You can do all of that. But when you get on I-95 and you go over the speed limit and you get pulled over, that sovereign nonsense means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. When the state trooper's standing there with a 9mm and a radio to call up backup, you can tell them you all the sovereign, super duper sovereign, independent person you damn want. You got to follow what he says, because why? It's simple. He has power and authority. You don't have power. Now, for the Israelite school I.S.U.P.K to become a sovereign nation, we have to take that freedom. We have to step in and with force take land from the heathens who have had us in captivity. Now, here's what's wrong with that. It's completely against Christ. Christ said this. Christ said, wait till I rise up to the prey. We can't just rise up carnally and fight the slave master. First of all, it's foolish just from a military point of view. Like, unless you got some brothers in the mountains of Montana somewhere building nuclear weapons we don't know nothing about, then I don't think it's a good idea carnally to try to battle this nation. Our warfare has to be spiritual. And that's how we've gotten out of every captivity we've ever gotten out. When you read these scriptures, we've gotten out of them. It's so sad that brothers think that. I hear about a lot of that. Being independent people, sovereign citizens. You ain't got to have a driver's license. You ain't got to pay no taxes. You can blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something, man. A sister, a dear sister that came into the truth, a beautiful sister, came into the truth, learned about that before she came in, learned about that whole sovereign citizen stuff, and was all into it, and held the courts off for like 7, 8, 9 years. She battling them in court, and every motion she get, the judge is honoring the motion, recognizing, going back, they going back and forth and all that. But here's what happened. After a decade of time, her property went from like, I don't know, maybe $300,000-$400,000 a year. Now her property was worth $1 million. And guess what happened after that 10 years? They took the property. You understand? So all that sovereign citizen nonsense just had her hold the property until it got expensive enough. And they stepped right in and took the property from the system. And it was a beautiful property, you know what I'm saying? And we was heartbroken because, once again, listening, ignore all them cats that do that. It make you feel good. I'm coming to you in the second, Kapash, all right? but it make you feel good like we can be independent, we can do our own thing. We independent in knowledge of these scriptures. Now, eventually, we'll, damn right, eventually we'll be completely independent from this kingdom, but it has to be done in the scriptures. Ignore them brothers that do that. None of that. You see it all over the internet. None of it is true. It's in their mind. I'll give you another example real quick, Kapak. How many of y'all heard about recently, I want to say 6 months, a year ago, it was a group of brothers who was into that sovereign city. You know the one I'm talking about. They was coming up the highway, right? And one of the state troopers noticed, he looked in the car and noticed they had on all military gear. So he pulled the car over. They tried to run that sovereign citizen. He panicking. They full military gear with AR-15s in the vehicle. He pulled his weapon out, jumped on the radio. They come out the cars. Luckily, nobody got shot. They boogied into the woods. Before you know it, man, they brought the helicopters in. It was a whole standoff. I heard some of them is in prison right now over that stupid nonsense, over absolutely nothing. It was like no reason to even do the damn thing. And they all bewildered because once again, that joint will seduce you. It'll seduce you into thinking we free, we can do what we want, we sovereign citizen, which is what we all want. Hell, I wanted, I ain't stand on the corner for 40 years telling the white man he the devil the Bible speaks of for no reason. I don't want no parts of anybody to get away from it. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna be foolish about it. You know what I mean? We don't know who's putting that out. This right here, these records, this Bible, this is 5,000 years old. He ain't getting past nobody with this. But all that modern stuff that they talking, anybody could be putting that out. Right. Because it's getting brothers locked up, sisters too, getting people's property taken from them. All kinds of stuff happening. You don't hear about it, but once in a while it come out. Kapash, you want to weigh in on that?
Oh, Khan. I mean, you rocking it out on my Slack. I'm listening closely to what you're saying. You dropping it perfect.
John, most high in Christ, like we got to follow Christ's orders, and that's. Let me tell you something. Following our King is not as cool as getting your gap. You know what I'm saying? Getting your gap feel better. You know what I'm saying? Feel like, yeah, you see it in all the songs. Like ain't nobody in the songs like I'm gonna stick with Christ to the kingdom, then we get it up. Ain't nobody doing that but us. What everybody else doing is reaching for that heat. Because it feels good. And as men trying to find your spirit back from what the slavery was in, it feels very good to exert your masculinity and exert your strength and exert your freedom and get somebody off you. But you got to do it the way the Lord said. There's times when the Lord put us in captivity, straight up. Christ didn't even come up against the Romans. When they came to get him, he didn't resist them. Peter did. And he told Peter, don't do that, man. Don't do that. And then they took him and, you know what I'm saying, they did what they wanted. They brought him in the courthouse out, stripped him down to his drawers, beat his ass, then put a crown of thorns on and say, oh, you a king? Bust him in the head and say, with the thorns and say, well, which one of us bust us since you the spiritual king? He bleeding all down his face. He exhausted being in there so long. He didn't even respond. He in his drawers. Then they drag him out front before the crowd and disrespect him completely. And then make him carry him all the way out the city to Golgotha, raise him up on a cross, nail him, he bleeding to death. They gambling for his clothes at the bottom of his cross. They up there gambling, hustling for his clothes. He taking it all. And they gambling from, he even said, which was some foul, real rough ass shit. He watching, his mama watching him. You know she balling. She watching this kid, is her baby. He 30 years old. He bleeding in his drawers. He half dead. Niggas gambling over his shit. They wilding out. He's sitting up there and he tell one of his disciples, behold your mother. Behold your son. In other words, yo, just like a Jake. Take care of my mama, man. I'm about to go. Take care of my mama. Ma, stick with this cat. You know what I mean? He was my man. He took care of me. Maybe he gonna take good care of you as you get older, because I'm getting ready to go, which was so right. And then at the last minute, they said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they do. They tripping. They just bugging. They don't know. And went out. That's how we got to do for our nation. The other way is feel better the other way. That shit that he just said don't feel better. You know what I mean? But the problem is Esau want that from us. He's constantly trying to seduce us with that because that's what he really wants. He wants you to go there with it. But you go here and you're going to do more damage by teaching than you're going to do by getting the gap. Look how many brothers we waking up all over the world. Thousands and thousands of brothers because we chose not to go there. Instead, we chose to sit in the classroom with you. So now we waking up. We got brothers all, I don't even be remembering the name of them Midwest cities, all the warriors coming out. They coming out of waking up, doing the damn thing. So that to answer your question, you know what I mean, which is a very good question. Because a lot of brothers approach us about that. You know what I'm saying? And once again, when you do stand independent, get me right on this, Kappa. That's when you coming up against the world. Now, and understand something, if I could, I'm passing it to you, Kappa. So, like as we go forward and closer to the end, why is it that the Israelites is a problem? We done had black Muslims forever. We done had black Egyptologists forever. We done had all kind of black Moors, black Christians, black Baptists, black Jehovah's Witnesses, everything. What's with this black Israelite shit that, excuse my French, that's causing so much stir? Go ahead, Doc. We're actually the chosen ones, the 12 tribes of Israel. If you go to Matthew 15, Jesus told the Canaanite women, I will come from the lost sheep of Israel. Growing up, the only thing we knew was we came from slavery. Oh, we come from Africa. Boom. We come from this, we come from that. Here's African American, they don't like this. Here's what Christ said. Christ said, if I was of this world, the world would love its own. Meaning, the whole reason we get in the heat, because this thing we in is not of this world. This don't fit. Everything else fit. But this don't fit, which is what's creating what's happening. And as a result, the world hates this. But it is the fact that the world react like this is the proof that this is the truth. And this is the real battle. This is where you really need to throw a punch at. You need to throw a punch at putting this truth in our brothers and sisters, because this is what's going to create the blood. This is what's going to give us everything we need, the leadership we need, the brothers we need. This putting fathers back in charge of families. Get me right, Kappa. This putting fathers back in charge of families. This is teaching sisters how to be sisters again. This is teaching us how to deal with one another. The biggest problem in the black community is drugs and violence. Nobody teaches brotherhood better than the UPK. This is what keeping brothers out of jail. This is doing all that. So the world don't like this. This is stopping us from, listen, what I just said to you early now is damn near against what everybody stand for if somebody come to harm you. Now, make no mistake, we'll handle our business. You see, if you see the tape, you see the boys out there got what they need. And let me add something else, Kapaj. As I'm passing it back to you, that woman is lucky that you didn't take her life out there. Because had you took her life out there, they would have been trying to say that y'all were the terrorists. Right. They would have been saying y'all was down with the Israelis and that y'all took her life, right or wrong. Get me right on that.
Conor Khan, as we talking with the police and the FBI right now, the FBI called us to talk about increasing the charges. They got more questions about our organization than the charges. How we make our money. How is our organization structured? They asking all these questions, which is an insult. You ain't asked Joel Osteen, how does he making his money? Or Creflo Dollar, if they if somebody did a crime to them, you don't ask him how he making his millions of dollars. Right. And so, like Christ said, if this were my kingdom, my servants would fight.
It's still acting up on the line. Yeah, hey, hang on a second, Kapas Laki. You got a good point, but you got to come up a little bit on so we can hear it. Bring me back to 8. Can you go to 8? Try 8. Go ahead, Kapas.
Khan, Christ said, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. So it's not about fighting and this and that and what time to fight. Christ's going to let us know when it's time to fight. And that day is going to come when Christ returns. But even with following Christ's blueprint right now, like we're dealing with right now, We're dealing with the prosecutor's office, the judge. We've already talked to the judge, the FBI, the police department. We left the police department. But guess what? We're dealing with these people who are our enemies with power. As they talk to them, we are like immortal to them. We're untouchable to them. And they got to deal with us. You understand? They got all the hatred they would normally have for Jake on the street, all the disrespect they would normally have about throwing a brother in jail, but they can't touch us. And they have to deal with us. And it just feels so. I wish all brothers could feel the power that we feel of Christ while we're talking to these people that normally would be used against us. We using them against our enemies, and they hate it, but they know their place and they know how to move because they know it's like we're untouchable. So it's a great feeling that I want all brothers to feel, and it's a feeling of being righteous. It's the feeling that Mordecai had when he was with that
Kapas, let me stop you out. We having a horrible echo, man. We're trying to get to. We're not sure what's caused it. Let me ask you something. Is there a microphone on this camera? The camera you're using right here?
Right here
On the it's obviously two microphones. Tazlaya said she getting an echo. Big shout out to Tazlaya. She said she getting an echo as well. Come on with it.
that microphone.
Mine.
So
and was that working?
that was working.
Okay, Kapas, go ahead. He gonna mute me, so I'm not even gonna interrupt. Go ahead and run, and then you can just.
Makan. So like I said, I pray all our brothers can feel this feeling, man. It's a different feeling. I remember when I was in the world, I told my cousin I had license and everything like that. And he said, man, if I had that, I'd be bumping music in front of the police and everything and stunting in front of them. And I said, all that not necessary, but I know what he's talking about now. Like we sitting there with our firearms, we sitting there moving as a unit, doing everything we want to do in front of our enemies, and they got to deal with it. You understand? And this is the solution. Like you picking up guns and just running around ain't the solution, because we got a single father in here of 4 children in here, a single father of 4 children taking care of his kids, keeping them fed and changing their diapers by himself. This is what the black community needs. Commanding General Yahanna and Captain Mauquad, who's over the Midwest, has housed over 24 families in Indianapolis alone. Over the years I've been in the truth, it's been over 24 families that we have put in homes. We have put in homes. We're housing our brothers and sisters. So any type of hurting you can do to the enemy is not going to do more damage than the good we're doing for our people, than the fathers we raising up. As our single father as well, got custody of his son and turned his son into a priest. He was speaking at a university at 17, 16 years old last year, speaking in front of a whole university on a teenager panel. So this is the answer. The things that we're doing in the I.S.U.P.K. Go to ISUPK.com. You're going to see the answer. What our people been needing for 400 years. So what you're saying is 100% correct, Adawan, about not just running around picking up guns and trying to make a kingdom without following Christ's footsteps. Christ is the king. Christ is the way. You understand? A black man named Jesus Christ. So that's what you see, and that's what you've seen in the tapes, man. It's just so powerful, walking in that police department, walking in that FBI's office, and getting the royal treatment. They treating us like, man, we can't do it. Was like we the mafia or what's that dude, John Gotti, the one who said they couldn't get him. They did all the charges against him. They couldn't get him. That's how it is for us out here in the I.S.U.P.K. That's how it is when you righteous and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The scriptures say even your enemies will be at peace with you. We have our enemies persecuting our enemies right now as we speak. We talked to the persecutor's office, and he was letting us know everything to let us know we're going to get everything right for you guys. He invited us to be witnesses next Friday. So all the UPK is invited next Friday to come to court to see us give our witness statements at the court for this woman's bail hearing, for this terrorist bail hearing. And the prosecutor's office normally would be talking about my bail hearing or this brother's bail hearing or how much bail he got to pay. But instead, our enemies got to pay right now. And we are free and fine. The Lord is with us. That's all.
Good. That's a good point. All right, you put them on. Can you mute them, or will they hear me if you mute them?
We hear you now.
Okay, and it ain't no echo while I'm talking. Okay, cool. As long as they don't talk, we good. Okay, hang on a second, y'all. Real quick, I want to say a good lesson for that is the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party was started. People don't know the Black Panther Party started as a political party. That's why it was the Black Panther Party. They were politicians in the beginning. And it wasn't until they made the mistake by being provoked. They made the mistake of going down to Washington with them guns, which they knew was illegal, but felt like they needed to, break the law, but to protest what was going on. Because what was actually going on was people were attacking their people. Now we find out later that it was the FBI running COINTELPRO on them. Misinformation, which was stirring them up because they saw that there was an independent political faction. And so they knew the way to destroy them was to get them to become criminals, which has always been the plan since the 60s, since Martin Luther King, and the whole 1968 civil rights bills, when they packaged all them civil rights bills, the education bill, when they got those all completed, their agenda became pour drugs into them, turn them into criminals, and use that propaganda in the news to destroy them as we will. And then nobody will question them. And let me tell you, it worked perfectly. Because right now, every nation that's in this country hates us more than anybody else. Everybody looks at us like the criminal. Everybody looks at us like the worst thing. And then on top of it, they work through the music system to actually create more criminals. So it was a perfect storm they created that totally destroyed the Black community. But back then, those brothers was just being political. And had they stayed on that course and not been moved, but back then in the 60s, brothers was naive to how vicious COINTELPRO and the government and all those agencies were. So they didn't know how they moved. But then they used that, brainwashed brothers to turn on each other, made them get into a lot of criminal activity, and then all they needed was one or two good incidents to show the public, and then they ended up kicking in people's doors, murdering them in their houses, killing brothers in their bed, killing their family members, all of that. That's what they want to do with us. They would like us, they would like us to be looked at like a crazy radical gang or something like that, so they can just move on you when that's totally not the situation. And we're not allowing them to tell us, to dictate to us how we operate. We're gonna let Yahanna dictate to us how we operate. And that's heavy, and that's heavy what you said also too about how they have to recognize that you're not a criminal. You know what I mean? And we've been so conditioned. Here's the flip side too. We so conditioned to being in the position of a criminal that even when we meet with them on a regular, we feel like the perp. I remember going to a meeting with a captain, right? I'm in one of the cities, right? And the captain come down and he say, yo, we want to meet with y'all because we see y'all on the street, but you creating a big stir. So I go down there, me and a couple of the brothers, and this happened several times. And he said, listen, man, we know y'all out there doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to pull y'all off the street. You know what I mean? We don't want to, we want things to go smooth with y'all. The first thing I said was pull us off the street. And I said, for what actually? And he said, come on, man. I ain't trying to treat you like a perp. I said, what you mean like a perp? I don't understand what we talking about here. And he got all tongue-tied because he was so used to talking to brothers like criminals that when I didn't respond like a criminal, like, yo, thank you, chief, I appreciate it, man. You know, we ain't trying to hurt nobody, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like a beggar, he didn't understand that. I told him, listen, if we doing something wrong out there, just arrest us. We'll go to court. And he said, I ain't trying to do all that. I said, but you are here to uphold the law. So if there's something we breaking out there, let us know. He said, and I said, if it's not something we break, if there ain't no law we breaking, then do your job and get out of our way and let us do our job. Like we, you know what I'm saying? Like they want you to be the perp. Back in the day, me, Muhammad, Mayaka, all the brothers, we down DC, brother. We literally, they was giving us literally $1,000 fine every time we came out on the street. And they was stacking with interest. I mean, they was stacking every time we hit the street. Y'all niggas out here again, I told y'all to get off this corner. Hit us with $1,000 fine. The thing went up, I mean, ridiculous amount of money. Finally, we get to the court. We battling back and forth. And it was a Jake that took us, the Jake officer that was coming out every week, finding us $1,000, trying to take us to jail, get us locked up. Finally, the shit went to court after tens of thousands of dollars. And the judge said, the problem I have right here is that I see everything you laying out about what they doing, but there's no law broken here. What do you want me to do? You hit them with these fines, but legally they have the right to be out here. Like, I don't see any disturbing of the peace. I see a permit for this. I see they went this. I see they did this. The judge threw it all out. Same thing happening here with Captain Tawar. Captain Tawar and them was down there at Liberty Place. You remember that, Kapash? And he was battling them on Liberty Place, and they was trying to intimidate the brother and went and hauled them in the court. And the judge sat up there and listened to them and came out to the speaking. She put on regular clothes and creeped out to the speaking, the judge, and stood out there listening. They out there, the white man, the devil, God was destroyed. She white. She's the judge. She's standing out there. She listening to this. They don't know she the judge. So they giving it to her like they give it to all white people. Brother, she came back to the court. She came back to the court with Tyler one of them. She said, look, she told the people at Liberty Place, this is big time millionaire lawyers. Okay, I mean, you go down Liberty Place, them lawyers, you walk in their law offices, look like a mansion up there. They upstairs in their law office, they big time. She said, look, she called in a whole team. I'm coming right back to you, Kabah. She called in a whole team of law students to help her with this case because it was getting so big. She had like 6 of them sitting on the side of her, and they all checking the laws and the records and going through the whole thing with her. And when she finally had to make the judgment, she said, look, she said, freedom of speech is sacrosanct in the United States. She said, these cats can say whatever they want to say within the law on the street. They ain't threaten nobody. They just telling you what's in the Bible as prophecy. She said, I got to dismiss the whole, and the Liberty Place's lawyer was like, wait, judge, hold on, Yahanna, hold on. Because he started saying, they don't have a right to hinder our business. We have stores, we have a mall on the ground floor. And the judge told him straight up, she said, if they make you lose every penny you got, they got the right to stand on this street more than you got a right to run that business. She said, in America, free speech is sacrosanct, which means it's unmovable. And she dismissed the whole damn case. We ain't about committing crime. They said, get me right on this, Kabah. They said we could use free speech to further the injustices that happen to us. But when we use the free speech, every week we got cops coming up where you permit. Blah, 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 get the signs off they nitpicking every week over that. But brothers on the corner selling dope unabridged until the Knox decide to come lock them up. Other than that, they running the block, punching people out, kicking bitches in their ass, shooting niggas sometimes, doing whatever the hell they want. But us, it's a problem. But that's why doing it the crisis way gonna shake up the whole damn world. The way he said, hold your peace out there. I'm gonna let him finish before we run out of time. Go ahead, Tapash.
Khan. And what you bringing out is so heavy. It's so heavy, especially connecting with because everything we do is completely legal. It's completely legit. And with the Southern Poverty Law Center designating us a hate group, the Southern Poverty Law Center has already been sued for defamation and for identifying people and misidentifying groups. And they're going to have their day to answer for their misidentification of us as well. We've been, since 1969, we haven't had any hate crimes associated with our organization. We haven't had any hate terror attacks associated with our organization. For over 70 years, there's nothing. But we teach the exact same thing that the white Jewish, so-called Jewish community teaches, that they're the chosen people, that they can't marry outside their race, and nobody else is the chosen people but them. We teach the exact same doctrine, exact same thing, but the only difference is we're black, which lets you know the hypocrisy of this place. Like Christ said, the leavening of the Pharisees is hypocrisy. The politicians and the leaders in the top brass, it's all hypocrisy. You understand? Because we're teaching the same thing as the so-called Jewish man, but because we're black, it makes us a hate group. Because we believe we're the only people of the Lord. Now we're a hate group. Now we're God don't love everybody. Now we're, Jesus need to love all. But you never said that to the white Jewish man, who never said he believed that other people are going to be saved.
Kabash, you gotta let me back in for a second. I give it up for Kabash, guys. Come on, Kabash. Like, just for a second, Kabash. Like, that can't get said enough. Like, we're teaching, like, they over there killing the Palestinians, running them off the land, tearing down their houses. It's obvious that they racist as hell. They say they the chosen people of God and nobody else. They schools, they yeshivas across the country are segregated with just their people. And meanwhile, they don't get no heat for being so-called racist. And furthermore, how you gonna tell us we racist when we say the white man is the devil when he has been a monster to us? It ain't like we just saying he the devil in a vacuum. We're saying he the devil based on his actions. We've been in here 400 years and we still on the bottom of the world society. And you telling me it's our fault? You telling me we can't even talk about the things being done to us? It's ridiculous. I applaud you. One more time, you can mute me on that.
And that's definitely General Muhammad was bringing that out to me earlier. Because one thing, we're not turning off water for children in the desert. That's not us. That's the so-called white Jewish man doing that, turning off water for children in a desert. And also, Isaiah had one quick thing he wanted to bring out too. If you could, go ahead, Ward.
Colonel McCon, if I could, I just want to say, like what black people fail to realize, because the I.S.U.P.K, we got enemies everywhere, even amongst our own people, which is sad to say. But this is one thing that I want black people to understand. Now is the time for us to come together. That woman attacked, let me reword that. That terrorist woman attacked this school because of what was happening to her people. She's over here in America living good, but the connection to her people runs so deep in her blood that she felt the need to do something about it, in her words. So what we need to understand as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is that attack against the I.S.U.P.K is an attack against all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because the I.S.U.P.K is the only people fighting for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all around the world, man. And the second that we understand that, everything changes overnight, man. Because that woman, like I said, she's over here living good. She got a good life. She ain't being bombed, but she knows that's her people, and she stands with her people. You understand? Whatever issues black people got with issues, that's a family matter. But the second anybody outside of this nation attacks us, that's an act of war. And every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child needs to understand that. An attack against us is an attack against all Black people, because the I.S.U.P.K is the only people fighting for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
If I could, real quick, what you said is so heavy. Like, she's frustrated that her people are being killed. So she feels comfortable enough to take that out on us. Like, we don't matter. Her people are in pain. She want to take it out on somebody. So I'll take it out on these. My little innocent babies in Palestine are dying. So I want to do something about it. So guess what? I'll take it out on these people. I'll take it out on them. Even though they're innocent too. Like just like these babies are innocent in Palestine, these black men are innocent too. But later for that, I'm gonna take it out on them. That's how they think. Like they think their life is valuable. And listen, they're so frustrated over what's happening to their people. Well, why we can't be as frustrated with what happens to our people? But she's the only one that could be frustrated. She's the only one that could be upset. What about us? We don't got the right to be upset at what happened to our people. And guess what? Lord forbid if we run a car into somewhere, you'd be calling us the narco terrorists of the ages. Even though we don't sell no drugs. Go ahead, Fox. Let you get the last word before we go up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what you said was so heavy that she's mad about what the white so-called Jews are doing to the babies over there in Palestine, which is completely wrong, and all that war is completely wrong, because we're the chosen people and we should be there, none else. But so she decides to take it out on the true children of the Lord, the children here in the Israelite school. UPK, go ahead, put them on the children that were here in the building during when she decided to do her terrorist attack. Now just pick up the camera and put it on them real quick. If it's to school with you.
Camera time, little nigga.
Yeah, get some camera time, little man. Officer Takan's baby. You understand? And the babies at the Israelite school UPK.
Damn
you
right.
know what I mean? It ain't on. They didn't see the other babies.
Hey, he too busy looking up here.
Get the other babies and get them. Yeah. The other babies. Takan's baby.
Yeah.
Trooper Takan's baby. So they want to take. She want to take it out for what's happened to their babies, which showed there's no justice in the heathens. There's no justice in what she did. There's no righteousness in what she did. To take it out on somebody else's innocence is an innocent children. No justice to that. You understand? And any other Palestinian out there, there is no justice in attacking the black community. I don't care if we got a shield on. I don't care none of that. There's no justice in attacking the black, Hispanic, and Native American community in America. So do not do that. We will not be a whipping stick or whipping pole. You understand? We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, and we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group, and that includes the so-called white Jewish man.
Like she wants the Israelis to think about her children, right? He can hear me, right? Okay, she wants the white Jewish man to think about her babies dying in Palestine, but she don't want to have to think about our babies sitting in that building that she ran into. Our babies are sitting in there. She don't want to think about that, which is once again why black people, Latinos, Native Indians, you must care about yourself. You must fall back in love with your nation and your identity, man, or we won't be able to go forward. Like if the heathen, if you hate your people more than the heathens do, how the hell you ever gonna get fixed and get out of this hell that you in? Like you put your people last over everything when you supposed to be putting your people first. Instead, you hate your people more. And here's the part that breaks my heart. What you don't know is that it was a brainwashing program since the 60s. Since the 1960s, they taught you to hate your own people. And it worked. It made you hate them. It made you turn against them. And even to this day, it made you look at your own people like they're all criminals. They're all thieves. They're all this. Meanwhile, this beast extracts every ounce of benefit out of them, whether it be entertainment, sports. He pulls billions and billions of dollars out of blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians in this country in a myriad of ways. But yet you don't get any respect back from him for what he does. And so guess what? The whole world looks at you like that. And because they look at you like that, when their babies are sick and upset or getting killed, guess what? They'll just kill your babies because your babies ain't as important as their baby. But brother, that is a recipe for disaster. And it's prophesied in these scriptures that is going to be the future unless you learn these things the Lord is calling you to learn and to come back to this truth, man. So, yo, with that, man, the water for coming in, y'all. The water for your team, man. The water for holding it down, being strong with the Most High in Christ, man. You understand? We're going to keep on keeping this truth on like we've been doing, man. I'll see y'all next time, all right? Shalom, Shalom, warrior.
Shalom, Yahweh, Shemi Al-Thar, Barakatah.
Yahweh, Shemi Al-Thar, Barakatah. What? Was I off mute on all that?
No, you was good.
It was good. They was seeing everything. Okay. We out of here, Kapash. All right.
Good.
Yeah, we off. We done. We over time already. You good.
In the name of thy son, Jesus the